Thank you. Next question comes from Mary. Can you further explain what you mean by building a case for accessing more co-op dollars?
Yeah, so the information, the co-op is an interesting program where the merchandising team is able to get extra money from the manufacturers specifically for promoting that manufacturer's products. A lot of large retailers and specific types of retailers, things like beauty products get a lot of co-op dollars. Media items, music and movies, there's a lot of co-op money that comes through there as well. They end up getting these dollars and have to try and allocate them across their marketing effectively and be able to show and prove back to the manufacturer that this money was spent marketing their products. Now, in paid search, that hasn't always been easy. If you have a beauty product, you can advertise, you can push, you can spend extra money on that brand's specific keywords, but the general terms you can't really control or really understand what else drives that brand's product. So what we're recommending is using the SKU level data in order to really take a look at your accounts, understand what keywords are really influential in driving the sales of that brand. So you can come back to your merchandising team and thereby to those manufacturers and say, all right, we pushed on your brand terms, but we also pushed on all of these general terms because they've been influential for you. And we can show you that, before these general terms had, that 70% of this particular term or this particular ad group is selling your brand instead of other brands. And so we pushed on those as well. And what you can do is use that data to prove to them how effective you can really be in spending and marketing and using their money effectively. What that'll enable you to do is get more budget the next time around. So instead of just being like, yeah, we'll push on your brand terms and hopefully it'll work out. At that point, the merchandising team and that brand with the co-op money is going to be like, well, let's just put it all in email marketing or banner advertising because paid search isn't able to get it specific. So in this case, we're able to get very specific and show them exactly where the money has gone and why we put it there and prove to them kind of before and after, this is the increase in your brand sales based on the keywords that we pushed. And so you're able to leverage that data to get more co-op dollars, especially during Q4 when that money is so important.
Next question comes from Terry. How much crossover do you see with the broader terms versus and exact products?
So I'll go ahead and take that one. So what happens a lot of times is that when you have a broad term, most of the time you're going to see a broad spectrum of SKUs that are associated with it, but there can be some significant surprises as we showed in some of the data sets today. On the exact terms, a lot of you'll typically see the exact product that was searched for is the product that they ultimately buy, but the cross-selling opportunities is what I find is most interesting when looking at the data. For example, if you're looking for a term like school backpack, you can look across and see that, you're probably going to sell a lot of backpacks through that keyword, but you might see a lot of cross-selling to your lunch boxes or pencil sets or something else, another subset of products. And I think that this opens up opportunities for retailers to attempt to do some more effective cross-selling on their own website and make some landing page optimizations. So if those products have solid margins, but of course they're also low cost, but can actually drive some significant search costs. If you were to, for a pencil case, the margins there might be really tough, but if you can have another way of actually selling those products through something that's really effective, such as through a backpack term and do a cross-sell kind of offer on your landing page. So I think those types of opportunities do arise when you're looking at those types of analysis with the inventory data.
Thanks, Deb. Next question comes from Sam. Can you explain, I'm not familiar with the term affinity. Can you further explain what you mean by that?
Sure, I can take that. Really, this is the term that we've been using internally at Mercent, so it's not a paid search term you would run across. And really, what it is a measure of importance of a SKU to a keyword. And what it really is doing is it's allowing me to make that tie of the previously without that, what you have is a very squishy relationship between the paid search and your SKU sold. If you're using the affinity or the importance of a SKU to a keyword, you can actually start making that more discrete, that more concrete tie.
Thanks, Bill. As a reminder, you can pose your questions through the chat feature on the console of your screen. Next question comes from Todd. I'm used to executing my paid search campaigns relative to keyword traffic. Can you help me understand the key difference between the two?
Yeah, Christine, I'll go ahead and answer that one. So what we're recommending here is not necessarily changing the way you're executing your campaigns. Obviously, keywords and traffic are still hugely important, and that's the basis of all search marketing. But what we're saying though is that that's not all that a retailer has to work with. For a lot of advertisers, that's as good as they can get. But retailers have brands and categories and product attributes and individual SKUs that they can work with to really optimize their campaign. And so by incorporating that data into your management and into your analysis, you're able to understand the behavior of your keywords and your ads much better, and you're able to really fine-tune your program to drive effective sales. At Mercent, we're 100% retail focused. And so what we've really been trying to do and have really accomplished is bridge the gap between the search marketer and the rest of the retail organization. So everyone else at a retailer works on brands and categories and SKUs and promotions, but the search marketer has always been held to those standard metrics, right? Those keywords, those ads, the ad copy. And what we've done is develop some tools and some processes in order to allow the search marketer to work the way the rest of the organization does and really align their strategy with the rest of the organization.
Thanks, Rick. Next question comes from Lena. I focus my campaign in specific keywords for the products. Is that okay?
So I think that kind of follows up to just what Rick was talking about and what I was talking about earlier, is that you do want to make sure that you have your tail turns built out and focus your keywords on the products that you have available. But you also need to kind of balance your keywords list and make sure that you're using the data that's available, so that way you don't miss out on opportunities where you might be able to do some limited budgets and traffic coming from broader terms, instead of always focusing down straight to the product itself. I hope that answers your question.
Lena said thanks.
You're welcome.
Again, if you have any questions, please use the chat feature on the console of your screen. All right, so no more questions. On behalf of our team, I'd like to thank everyone for attending today's webinar. We hope you find this valuable as you prepare for the holiday season. And if you have any additional questions following today's presentation, feel free to email pr@mercent.com, and we'll follow up individually. Also, again, you can get a copy of this presentation by going to our website, www.mercent.com. Thanks again, and we look forward to our next presentation.